Everybody,
look who we found. Great that you could show up. Way to be part of the team.
Thanks, Dave.
Put in your 110%. Oh wait, I had to put in 100% because you didn't show up.
I didn't show up. You knew I wasn't going to be here. I told you I wasn't going to be here.
Where were you again?
I was at Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, actually.
How did that go?
It was fun. It was, grueling, and my back is still all messed up from those concrete floors.
Looks good to me.
But other than that, it was great. It was, I don't know if you saw it, 151,000 people went this year.
That's a good amount of people. That's almost as much as San Diego.
They sold more than San Diego.
That's more than San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego was 150,000.
Wow.
And I think it only has like 1/3 of the room San Diego has. So imagine if it was a bigger convention center, how many people they can get in there. And remember, there was a long line of people waiting to get tickets.
Correct. I can imagine a lot.
So it's crazy. Yeah, it was cool though. But I'm glad to be back. Back into my home.
Meet anyone cool?
Yeah, I met a lot of cool people. I saw Joe Kelly again. I saw Dan Didio again. I saw Gail Simone, Ethan Van Sciver. Dan Slott walked by a few times. Walt Simonson. Pretty cool. I met Luke Ross, who's a super nice guy. He did our exclusive Amazing Spider-Man #1 cover.
I had to thank him for my muscles.
Yeah, oh dude, you gave me muscles, big time.
They're there.
So
just doesn't translate.
It was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Next year.
We sold a lot of books. What was the biggest book?
Well, a lot of the big wall books sold, but what was crazy? The most requested thing I had the entire show, and it happened every single day by almost everybody, was Spider-Gwen. Everybody is in love with Spider-Gwen, so when that series comes out, it's going to be major, because the Edge of Spider-Verse #2, her first appearance, they sold like crazy, and everybody's looking for it. So I was blown away by it, because they announced the ongoing series at the convention, but before they even announced it, it was like the talk of the room.
So that's a big Comic-Con for Latour.
Yeah, Latour, with Southern Bastards, and then of course he's going to be doing the Spider-Gwen. Is it called Spider-Gwen?
I don't know.
But yeah, she's getting an ongoing series, so it's going to be really, really cool. That was the most requested thing. Over everything.
Nice.
That was cool.
Sounds like a successful Comic-Con.
Yeah, it was a great Comic-Con. Back to the...
We should do it again next year.
We're going to do it again next year, Dave.
Well, let's shoot for around the same time.
I'll get back to you on that, okay?
Okay.
Now that we're back into real world, and Wednesdays, comic book days, and whatnot, Deathstroke #1 hits this week.
People really like that guy.
They're waiting for this book. This book it came out in the beginning of New 52. They kind of shifted around the writers a lot, and they didn't give it
shifted around the artists a lot.
A lot of artists. They didn't give it the love it needed, and it kind of went away. But then the game came out. The Arkham game with him.
Yeah, the Arkham game, and that blew up. And also Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice
was the first taste of Deathstroke to everybody.
So a lot of people are like, what? There's no Deathstroke book? So they're bringing him back. Tony Daniel is writing, and he's going to do the art on this book. He did that initially with Detective Comics when they relaunched Detective. And Daniel's been working on Batman for years, and among other things. So it's great that he's finally getting solid ongoing, and this is going to be a really big book.
It is.
So I like Deathstroke. From the early days of Teen Titans back in the 80s from George Perez. He had a long series in the 90s too, by like Marv Wolfman. So
this is kind of them giving all the fans what they've asked for, and all the new fans. And I feel like they're really taking it serious this time. They have serious writer and artist who happens to be the same guy. It's not like a novelty like it was before.
No, it's due. He should have had a comic. Magneto book sells well. Sinestro has a book and it sells really well. Of course, on the Marvel side, you got Deadpool. So if you got these characters that are not technically heroes, but they can sell a book. Deathstroke, it did work before, it didn't work again. So
you just need a cool costume.
Yeah, I love Deathstroke's costume.
Sword.
I love him. He's one of my favorite villains. I don't know if he's a villain, but I like him.
You're my favorite villain.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Back on the Marvel side, we got Amazing Spider-Man #8. Of course, all this Edge of Spider-Verse stuff is really starting to heat up. Of course, I talked earlier about Spider-Gwen, but the whole thing in general is this is going to be like a monster. This is going to dwarf any crossover that's coming out from Marvel in the next like year or two, because this is going to be big.
Dan Slott knows what he's doing. I feel like I say that every time we talk about it, but he does.
It's just consistency, man. It works. Look
It
at what
is.
he's done. He hasn't had a hiccup yet.
He's steps and steps ahead in his storyline. I know in this one we have Spider-Girl. She's in trouble. You see that cover?
Is it Spider-Girl like the one that you said, the book Spider-Girl, or is it a different one?
It's the Spider-Girl, like from the book Spider-Girl.
Oh, okay, cool.
With I love that costume. It's like the Ben Reilly when he became Spider-Man
Yep.
costume.
She has a good
Kind of like-
following too.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun. Also, it says that Spider-Man saves a guy. Just says Bud or something. There's like a guy. Spider-Man saved a man, which usually is kind of what he does. This
Hopefully.
time, oh boy, this time it's really gonna save him.
Yeah, last week, of course, you had Death of Wolverine 4, which was major, and that series is still selling, the back issues. But so that's over and done with. Of course, you got all the legacy stuff coming out, and Axis and Thanos. But the two big books this week are Deathstroke and Spider-Man number 8.
Yeah.
So.
Comic-Con came. A lot of new books coming out. A lot of good movie news.
Yeah, movie news is a possible Civil War coming up in
Robert Downey Jr.'s hanging around.
Yeah, they haven't officially announced anything yet, but they kind of did, so it's kind of cool seeing that stuff happen. We got our annual sale coming up in November, which is going to be big.
That's more exciting than any movie I've ever seen.
I love. I think Planet of the Apes, the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, it passed 700 million worldwide, which is
Really
huge. And Guardians is almost there, which is even bigger. So
Way to go,
very
guys.
cool. Next year, of course, you got Star Wars, you got Lost World, you got Age of Ultron, you got Ant-Man,
You have another sale.
another sale, another Comic-Con. So
Something even bigger.
the world of comics is really it's in a good place right now, and we're gonna ride that wave as long as we can. And when it's over, you'll be jobless.
You'll be dead.
All right, guys. See you soon. Be good.